Hello! Here I am drinking some water out of an EJC cup 2019 indeed. Last week it was the EJC convention at Newark, and I had the pleasure to visit on a Wednesday. I need to send a big thank you to my friend Petey the Tall. Here is a picture of him at the festival. Excuse me. Who invited me and opened my eyes, because I had no idea that conventions like that exist. I was so thrilled about it, so very happy. He put it very well. He said to me that I was acting like a kid who had no idea what a candy shop is, and somebody just throw it in one. So yeah, that was me, and I'll tell you why. So this video is about my experience at the EJC and my first ever juggling convention. EJC is the European Juggling Convention, where jugglers and juggling enthusiasts from all over the world gather together to enjoy life, exchange tricks, learn some new tricks, have fun, get to shows, throw on their own shows, and enjoy life in general. Every year is happening to a different country. This year it was here in the UK at Newark. Next year is going to be in Finland, in a city called Hanko. Got my notes here. Before I start talking about my experience at the convention, I would like to share with you a short story about how I got there. So, I took the train to get to Newark, which is like an hour away from Nottingham, where I live. And when I got to Newark Castle Station, it's just an hour walk to the showground where the convention is taking part. So I didn't mind walking, so I started walking. The route was taking me through the carriageway, the motorway. I found it quite bizarre, but I really didn't care. I would walk through hell on earth to get there, so I really wouldn't mind. It was quite scary because I had like cars just running past me because there wasn't no pavement or any footpath for me to walk, so it was quite intense. At some point I hear somebody next to me pulling over and asking me to get inside the car, which was like, "Get inside the car now!" I'm like, okay. So I just turn around to look what's happening, and it was a policeman inside a police car who was asking me to get into the car, and I was like, what have I done wrong? Anyway, I get into the car. He starts talking to the radio with some colleagues of him, I guess, and then he turns around and asks me, "Where are you from?" I was like, well, I'm obviously a foreigner, so I like the first thing that came to my head was, I am from Nottingham because that's where I live. And he said to me, "Yes, but where are you originally from?" And I said to him, "Greece." So he said to me, "Do you know that it is illegal to walk on the motorway in the UK?" I was like, no, I didn't. Honestly, I had no idea that that was the case. He said to me, "It's fine, don't worry about it, just to bear that in mind for next time." He was very polite, and he was kind enough to take me to the showground, so I thank him so very much. At the gates where he left me, everybody was staring at me because obviously I just got a ride in a police car. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I just had to say to people that, don't worry, I'm not a criminal. I'm just, having a good time, that's all. And that was the story of how I got to the EJC. Honestly, I think that these things only happened to me. After that short adventure, I went to get my day ticket, which is this one. This wristband was my day pass, and they gave me excuse me, they gave me this one as well, which is a contactless payment. So what I had to do is upload money in this one here and use it to pay for food and beverages. I couldn't use it to any other shop, so if there were any shops that they were selling clothing or poi or anything like that, I wouldn't be able to use this, but I could use it for food and drinks. I don't know how people who were there, how did you feel about this, or people who ever used this before? I'm not very sure. I find it quite frustrating because you had to think about how to use it and try not to leave any balance in, because it would have been hard to get your money back. There is a case that if you had a remaining balance under £5, you wouldn't get your money back, and if it was over £5, you would get it back into your bank account at some point, which is not very fair if somebody paid in cash. I don't know, tell me about your opinion. I just found it quite... And also you had to pay £1 to activate it, so you have to pay £1 so you can use your money. So you have to pay money to use your money, which is like a weird inception thinking that I just no. I'm not a big fan. You can tell, I can guess, yeah. I don't know. What do you think? After I was all set with my day pass and my money, I went to the main hall, which was the play area. It was a brilliant space full of people juggling, playing with poi, hoops, anything you can imagine you could see in there. Loads of people like having fun, exchanging tricks, socializing. It was brilliant. I had a blast. I remember I was quite timid, and I haven't seen anything like that before, so I really wanted to film it and upload it on my Instagram story, but I didn't really know if I should do that or if I could do that. So I remember taking my phone out very secretly and just filming a 10-second story and then just putting it straight into my bag. You can tell from the story that I was quite scared and I wanted to do everything like really fast so nobody noticed. At the main hall, you could also find the schedule of the workshops all through the week. Loads of exciting stuff like knife throwing workshops, axe throwing, rope walk, loads of aerial stuff, poi, people from all over the world, performers from all over the world would come and teach you and share with you their skills, which I found brilliant. I wanted to take some notes and plan my day, but then I thought, you know what, I should probably go outside, have a look around and see what I can bump into. So I took myself outside and had a walk around the convention ground. The decoration was amazing, very playful and colourful. There were loads of little areas where workshops or other stuff were happening, like shows, or people were training or just chilling. You could find people from 3-year-olds to whatever year old. Everybody was smiling. It was really positive vibe. I was feeling really, really welcomed and free to do what I want and enjoy life. As I was walking around, I bumped into a workshop which had already started. It was a poi spinning workshop, and obviously I am very interested in that because I am playing poi myself, and that's the reason that I got to the convention, to learn some more tricks and of course play with fire poi for the first time, but I'll get to that later. Unfortunately, I do not remember the name of the instructor. I will have a video of him here. He gave us loads of advice on how to do stalls, and he broke down all the technical bits of it, and I can understand the technique better now. So hopefully with more practice I will become it. He was really good, very helpful and very skillful, and he was polite enough to allow us to take videos of him so we can just take it back home with us and practice in our own time. So thank you so very much. I'm so sorry that I don't remember your name. I am awful with names. I'm not being rude. I'm so sorry. If somebody knows his name, please do leave it at the comments below. Thank you. After the workshop was finished, I decided to keep on walking around, see if I will bump into another workshop. And I did indeed. I found a handstand workshop. At this point, I want to mention that my lighting is changing from white to yellow, so I'm gonna try to turn off my lights and see what will happen. Yeah, I think that's better. I will keep it that way. So, some technical difficulties. I bumped into that handstand convention, as I said before, where I met Olivia. Olivia is the new friend I made in EJC 2019. She's lovely. She was always smiling. She's playing the hoops and she's great. So I met her there. She was helping me do my handstands and I was helping her. So we were spotting each other. It was a lovely workshop with a lovely instructor as well. Again, I'm so sorry, I do not remember his name. If somebody knows, please do leave it on the comments below. That would be really helpful. Instructor and to Olivia, because I have never done a handstand before. That was my first time. I was quite afraid to do one before, but that was the best environment for me to actually try and push myself a bit further and, you know, give my best to do it. I have a funny story for that as well. So before the workshop starts, I was just, you know, staring at them stretching, and a guy approached me and he was like, "Oh, would you like to join in as a handstand workshop?" I'm like, "Can I do it?" Because I haven't done it before, so I don't know if I would be able to do it. He's like, "Yeah, this is what this is about. You know, throw yourself in there. It's going to be fine." So I did. I started doing some stretching. Then the instructor comes along and starts talking about handstands. And he asked for somebody. He asked, "Oh, who is flexible?" So I was like, "Me." And some other people just raised their hands. And he said, "Okay, can you help me demonstrate something?" And I'm like, shit. This is not going to have a happy ending, is it? So he's like, "Okay, get into the bridge position." So I get to the bridge position. He says, "Okay, now bring your elbows to the ground." I'm like, bring my what to where? I tried. He said to me, "Okay, next time when somebody asks how flexible you are, say not that flexible." I'm like, "Okay, can somebody else come here and demonstrate with you now, please?" He said, "Yes, it's fine." It was so embarrassing, but so funny at the same time. I enjoyed every minute of it. He gave us different techniques of how to do a handstand, which me and Olivia tried out. It was a brilliant experience to partner up and work with somebody else, help each other and just have fun. Also, it was really good to have the eye of a professional to give us solid advice and to point out what we're doing right or wrong. I was quite afraid of doing a handstand, and he did mention it. He said to me, "Okay, try to do a handstand." So I tried to do a handstand, and he said to me, "Okay, I know what you're doing wrong, but I don't know what to tell you to change that." And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing wrong? He said to me, if the handstand is there, you are there and you're thinking that you're there, that you're almost falling. And I said, "Brilliant, thank you, that's all I need to know." So I would just push a bit further next time. Sometimes you need the external eye to just point out things that you cannot understand because you're in the situation. So I found that very helpful, and now I can do a handstand. Well, I need a wall, but I do it now, and I will prove it to you. See? I said the truth. I wasn't lying. Hopefully with practice I will get better and I won't need the wall anymore to do my handstand. After the workshop was finished, me and Olivia just sat on the grass, ate some fruit, enjoyed the sunshine and got to know each other a bit better. It was about time to go and meet my friend PT. So me and Olivia went to find him. He was still quite busy, so we decided to go and check the knife throwing workshop where we meet Adam Saladin. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He is from Czech Republic and he is a world champion in knife throwing. Yes, and I had the chance to have a one-to-one workshop with him on knife throwing. How cool is that? It was a great experience. I had so much fun. Adam was so polite. He's a great instructor. He has all these different techniques. And did I mention he's a world champion? I will put down his Instagram somewhere around here so you can follow him. He's posting all these cool videos. You will love his profile, so go and check him out. After a while, my friend PT came to join us and we went to grab some food and drinks. There are like loads of food options. I'm not very fussy about food, so I found very easy to find something to eat. I had a jagged potato with some beans and sriracha, which I found really, really tasty and filling. In the queue to get some food, we met some more people from Germany that they were like really polite and very open and generous. Everybody was really generous and really friendly. Sorry, it's quite dark now. I think I need to turn the lights on again. It's going to be a bit yellow, but we can survive this. So I was saying, everybody was really polite and really generous. Like, for example, if I had a beer, I will share it with you. If you had some tobacco, you will share it to me, with me. If you had some cashews, you would share it with somebody that doesn't have an allergy. You know what I mean? Like the spirit of openness and generosity, and everybody was friendly and happy and having such a good time. The vibe was priceless. I cannot describe it with words. On Wednesday night was the gala, was the fire gala, which I was really anticipating to watch. There was a case of that not happening because of the weather. Apparently it was very windy for them to play with fire, health and safety regulations, blah, blah, blah. Thank God it did happen. And it was amazing. It was my first fire show in the fire space. Space was amazing, quite big and spacious. Obviously, as I said before, this was my first fire show, so I don't really have something to compare it with. I bet other people have different opinion than mine, but for me, everything was perfect. They had they light that massive heart shape, flaming heart, which I found really satisfying and really beautiful. There were like loads of different acts. All of the acts were so different. They had different techniques or different style, different vibe. Some of them were quite tribalistic, others were very romantic, others were quite playful. It was really, really good. I love the reactions from the crowd as well. There were like lots of different tricks happening, which I didn't know. have an encounter before. So for example, if somebody would scream pirouette, you would have to like stand up and do a pirouette and sit back down. What else was it? It was loads of heckles. It was really fun, really fun. We did a wave. It was really beautiful. The music that they used, it was really good, very good songs. I put them in my playlist. After the show was finished, the space was free for anyone who wanted to play with fire to go and have a blast. You had to fill in a form, and then they gave me this wristband, which means that I was ready to go and play with the poi. There was a stand that people would leave the poi for other people to use, which I found a brilliant idea. Sandra Collin, I have her name written down because, as I said before, I am awful with names. She was kind enough to allow me play with her poi, although before I had to go and change because everything I was wearing was polyester. But Olivia, she was kind enough to lend me some of her clothing. We also put some glitter on and we were ready to get this fire running. An amazing experience. I had so much fun. It was exhilarating playing with fire. I was really scared to begin with, very conscious about what I was doing and how I was doing it because I was handling fire, obviously. But the outcome was amazing. First of all, I did something that I've never done before, something that I always wanted to try, at the best place to try it. And I had the support of brilliant people like Petey, who was helping me to sort my poi out and show me how to light it and how to prepare it before and everything. And he took this amazing video of me and Olivia juggling, and I really, really thank him about it. And you can tell through that video how happy I was, been smiling all the time. My cheeks were like in pain the day after from all the smiling, but I'm not complaining for being happy. So I have to say that EJC was a great experience for me. A great first impression of the juggling convention and its crowd. I would definitely recommend it to everyone who didn't know that things like that exist, like me. I know that somebody with more experience will have more things to say and more information to give, but this was my experience as new to all this. If you've never been to a convention like that, you definitely have to. It is a brilliant place, and even if you don't have any clue about juggling, I would definitely recommend it because it's such a friendly environment and very colorful, very playful. Definitely a unity vibe, a solidarity vibe, I would say. Everybody was so helpful and so open and positive. I can't remember myself having such a great time before. I would have to say that this was, if not the best, one of the greatest days of my life. And I want to thank all my new and old friends who made this day so very special for me. Hopefully I will manage to get to Phoenix. If not this year, definitely next year. I'm going to do EJC and Phoenix Fire Festival for sure. And I'll see you all there. Thanks so very much for watching. Until next time, have fun, be playful, and be naughty.